How are you? I'm fine. We've all said it. We hear it every single day. But what is really going on behind those two little words? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on I'm fine. So let's just dive right in with the big question. Why do we do this? Why is I'm fine our go-to response when a lot of the time we're really anything but? It's a fascinating little human quirk, and we're going to unpack it together. To really get a handle on what I'm fine is hiding, we first need a word for its total opposite. And that word is candor. The quality of being totally open, sincere, and honest. It's the very thing we're avoiding with that simple two-word reply. So, if we're not being candid, what are we doing instead? Well, think about I'm fine, not just as a phrase, but as a tool. It's like this universal shield we all carry around, our go-to defense. Now, I know what you might be thinking. It's just a habit, right? An automatic response, some social script we follow without even thinking about it. And yeah, it's really easy to just write it off as that. But here's the twist. We've learned to treat this habit as a shield. The person saying I'm fine actually knows the truth underneath it all. It's a choice, whether we realize it in the moment or not, to protect what's really going on inside. The source material for this has this perfect visual. Just picture this for a second. You're smiling on the outside, but on the inside, you're holding up an umbrella under your very own personal rain cloud. That image right there, that's the whole story. It's the tension between how we really feel and what we actually say out loud. Okay, so if I'm fine is a shield, then what exactly are we shielding ourselves from? Let's get into the specific reasons we put that wall up. And I'm willing to bet these reasons are going to sound pretty familiar to you. Sometimes the real answer is just, it's too heavy for a quick chat in the hallway. Other times the feelings are just way too personal, not something you share with just anyone. And then there's just plain old self-preservation, right? We want to avoid reopening old wounds. We've been there, we've done that, not going back. And finally, there's that quiet, nagging fear of not being understood, of sharing your truth and it just landing with a thud. So that's the shield we put up for the outside world. But what about our inner reality? Let's turn our focus inward and talk about the truth we keep all to ourselves. We tell ourselves this all the time, don't we? That things are just a mess, that we don't really know what's going on or how we feel, and honestly, it can really feel like we're genuinely confused. But here's the powerful and maybe even slightly uncomfortable truth. Deep down, we always know. If we give ourselves just a moment of real introspection, we can find the words. That shield isn't just a reflex. It's us actively holding back a truth we know all too well. So, where does all of this leave us? Well, it brings us to our final and maybe the most important point of all. It's really a call to listen. Not just to the words people are saying, but to everything they're leaving out. There's this beautiful quote that just captures this idea perfectly. Truth doesn't always roar. Sometimes it sighs and waits for someone brave enough to listen. And that sigh, that is the I'm fine. It's the quiet truth, just patiently waiting. And that brings us to a final thought I want to leave you with. The next time you hear someone say, I'm fine, what are you going to listen for? The words? Or will you be brave enough to listen for the sigh?